Fast
Keep it-
X. Fuck you, Speedy.
Fuck
Fast.
you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck
Film
you.
is funny. Film is funny.
Fuck you.
Card goes boom.
Scrap me
Knight
outside
goes flying
Lidl's.
through the air. 10 out of 10.
I'll scrap you outside
Car goes
Lidl's.
Hello everyone, we are back after how many fucking months? How long has it been?
2 months.
Too long.
Only
Too
2 months. I
long.
honestly thought it was longer. We had
10,000
some-
years.
Yeah, we've last recorded sometime in the 6th century BC. But anyway, we had some trouble in real life. Animate's computer broke and Speedy had other things to attend to, family issues and stuff like that we shall not disclose further. But we're back now, hopefully trying to get back on the weekly schedule, I would imagine. Everyone?
Yeah.
Are we? Yeah.
Cheese still hasn't aged a bit yet, so
No.
we need him
I have-
for
I have
10,000
been
years.
I have been the same since the fall of Rome.
Yeah, traumatized.
Do we want to do the news section? Because I think we should have quite a bit of news from the past 2 or however many months.
Oh, God. There's a lot of news to cover. So anyways, welcome to the news. Where do we start with?
Yes, we will get into the actual meat and bones of the episode soon-ish. It's going to be movies, so stay tuned. Don't skip the
yeah.
news.
If we
I should
really-
probably get my Google up because I forgot what news we had. Because there's so much. John Wick. Keanu Reeves is voicing Shadow the Hedgehog in the new Sonic movie.
Yeah.
So that's
Jesus
gonna be
Christ.
fucking awesome. I can't wait for that.
I think
Yeah,
Keanu Reeves was
Olympics,
doing,
we
I think
could
Keanu
also
Reeves was
talk
doing
about
something.
that.
Yeah, Olympics. One of my old schoolmates is shooting in the Olympics.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
go.
That guy.
Yeah, he's already
also-
killed 3 people.
Nice.
yeah. No,
I just crossed 900 subscribers yesterday as well as of
Ooh,
recording.
Well done,
congrats.
Speedy.
Yeah, that is
Congrats.
August 2nd.
Oh,
I hit 900.
by the way, consumer, you're picking up very fast. You know, you're almost there as
I
well.
posted a video.
Is it your
Oh,
latest
yeah.
video at 50,000 views at the point? at
Yeah,
this
which is
point?
nice. But it's starting to tail off, so.
Bro,
Yeah, it'll get you there.
In more
The
important
video
news,
was
guys,
amazing.
in even more important news, I got to have the footlong sub from Subway. Sorry, the footlong cookie from Subway.
I don't
Not
think
the
they ever
only
do that.
thing
Here.
with
I'm
6
pretty sure they
inches
don't even do
he's
that here.
handling.
I was
Yeah.
surprisingly not sick after that, so yeah, that's pretty good.
Standard.
Yeah,
Has there been
Stop.
anything else interesting happening during the summer?
we
don't
got
think
new
so.
anime come out.
Yeah, we had a bunch of new anime come out. I'm covering a bunch of it soon-ish, TM, including the one that starts with an S and rhymes in Ueside that YouTube doesn't like the name of.
The squad.
Yeah,
Bro,
that-
I haven't watched that. Honestly, I'm two things that I cannot stand: Suicide Squad and Isekai. And you put that in like one group, I can. It's like,
The
okay,
two things that you hate the most.
honestly,
like-
it's not terrible, but it's not great either.
no, yeah, I've seen like some people talk about it, but the thing is, I don't understand why DC keeps pushing for the Suicide Squad to like be the main thing. You know, they have a lot of other stuff they could be doing, but they still keep going with the Suicide Squad, and not to
I mean,
say
they-
that, like.
They made the Blue Beetle movie relatively recently. No one has even
Yeah.
fucking heard of Blue Beetle.
Yeah, but the thing with the Blue Beetle film is that it was part of the old universe, so
Yeah,
Was it?
yeah.
Okay.
like the thing is, the marketing strategy was we're gonna say that it's from the new universe, but actually
Yeah.
it was from the old universe. But now, since the old universe is gone, we're gonna say that
Oh, I
the new
see.
universe is kinda there, but
Oh no.
so
Right.
that's basically what
Alternate
DC did.
universe.
with it.
They just
Oh,
Yeah,
in
it's a
superhero
multiverse, I
movie
think.
news, Robert Downey Jr. is now Doctor Doom.
Yeah,
Oh,
he is.
spoilers,
and he's,
bro.
he's
Okay.
being paid.
What
like,
do you guys
metric
think
shit
about
ton
it?
of money.
What do you
I
guys
think it
think about
matters.
it?
As
I mean,
Doom wears a
quoting,
mask, bro.
quoting
You can
Deadpool,
see by my-
quoting Deadpool, they're gonna work you till you're 90.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, my honest
Haven't seen
opinion
that
is that
film.
I haven't given a flying toss about anything Marvel related since Endgame, so I really don't care.
The Deadpool
I-
movies are the only thing to
I
worth
think
watching
it's
now.
a cheap move, honestly. Like,
Oh,
I
yeah,
love Robert
absolutely.
Downey Jr. I think he's an amazing actor. He could play Doctor Doom, but the thing is, the people are not looking at him as Doctor Doom. They're looking at
Yeah.
him as a variant of Iron Man.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm not that fan of the idea, but let's see. Maybe it's gonna be good.
Is,
So
Also-
is he like a multiverse version? Is this like just taking place in another?
they're gonna probably
multiverse?
make it like a multiverse version of Iron Man that ended
Evil
up evil.
Iron Man.
How does that work with the
Yeah.
new Fantastic Four? Since isn't that set like in the past or something?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a little bit confusing at first because like
Just don't think
You
about
just
it.
described everything that Marvel has made in the
Yes.
past 5 years.
Yes.
It's going to be a
Think
little
about it.
confusing.
but you know.
Honestly, I
But-
think
but,
the
but
only
let's
thing
see, let's see.
I think
But well,
the
since we're
anime-
talking about
anime.
movies, could you guys like tell us what's gonna be the theme of this episode?
So the theme
It's
is
gonna be movies.
movies and just stuff we like. I've came up with a list of things, and then we're gonna say something related to that. It's about
Yep.
there's a lot of shit in there. A lot of
Yeah,
different questions.
there's also
Yeah.
going to be another movie episode later where we
Yes.
discuss our favorite movies specifically, but this is not that. That will be
I had
coming
to
later.
watch The
When...
Nun, and
Yep.
yeah, I'm not good with horror films.
I love horror films.
I
Guess whose
I didn't
favorite
know you
movie is
liked
The Nun?
horror films. Cheers.
I've watched all of Friday 13th. That wasn't really that scary, and
That's
same
not
with
very horror.
Halloween
Nah.
and stuff. I like the slasher movies because they're just funny.
Yeah, slasher movies aren't really horror.
Yeah.
Animate, have you finally seen the new Deadpool movie?
Not yet.
Spoilers!
But-
I haven't seen
but-
it yet. Damn.
But
dog.
I've been spoiled everything out of it. Like I really hate. I started hating people on Twitter after that because the film wasn't out a day and people were already spoiling it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like
Me-
I
you just
understand
got
the
me
excitement,
aggressively.
but it's because like fuck. I'm still angry about it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm still angry about it.
Just
Because
moved to
I-
the UK. We could have gone to see it at midnight showing.
Yeah,
Okay.
I wanted to do that, but unfortunately I couldn't. And now I've basically know all the plot of the movie. I'm still gonna go watch it, but I'm
I
still
don't know anything
pissed
about this,
it.
so no spoilers, please.
Don't worry. I'm
SpongeBob
not.
was
I'm
in
not.
it. Okay,
So yeah.
Anyways, now on to the actual episode, and instead of just incoherent rambumbling. So,
Yes.
So guys, what is your favorite animated movie ever?
Well, we're supposed to start with a film series you love, Speedy. You're not doing your own questions in order.
Oh,
God
for
damn it.
fuck's sakes!
Where are the questions?
I
Like,
post-
open the VC chat.
Okay.
They're in the
Oh,
music chat.
Oh, fuck. Where's that?
Yeah, I see them. Yeah.
Okay, so guys, pretend that didn't happen. Okay.
Okay.
The first genuine question is: what is a film series that you just love,
Hmm.
or even multiple? Go ahead and say multiple if you want to, because I have
Okay.
multiple of mine.
Yeah,
I
there's
mean,
a lot
yeah,
to choose from.
it's-
Who wants to go first?
I can go first. I also have two, but it's more of one of them is very quick to pass by. So one of my favorites is it's strictly speaking not really a series, but it's the same continuous universe, and that's the Conjuring stuff. All of the Conjuring horror
Ooh,
films, Annabelle's, and
okay.
all of those, because
Yes.
I am a big fan of horror films.
Nice,
And-
nice.
Loves.
Those are just simply some of the best horror films you get in the modern day, and that's
True.
why I love the series. And
Agreed.
the other one that I think might be the bigger one for me is the Lord of the Rings series. Only the first three movies. We don't talk
Nice,
about The
nice.
Hobbit and The Rings of Power doesn't exist.
Nice.
So yeah, the Peter Jackson films of The Lord of the Rings. I am a massive fan of Lord of the Rings. I don't actually have them in this room, but I have every single Tolkien book, with
Nice,
the
nice.
exception of The Fall of Gondolin, because I haven't bought that yet.
And
Cheese.
Cheese. Sorry.
Yep. Go on.
You want to go first, consumer?
Nah, I was just gonna say something stupid.
Go
Nah.
ahead.
Go ahead. Go
Say
ahead.
I
something
wanna hear
stupid.
it.
Do it.
I was just saying, if you love Lord of the Rings, you should love fantasy, like isekai.
Isn't that why
I
his
love
favorite
fantasy.
anime was
I
Shoujo
don't-
Tensei?
I love fantasy. I don't love isekai because
No,
isekai
they have
is
like
shit
orcs
fantasy.
and stuff.
Quick
Like
tangent
isekai
since
lords.
consumer
Isekai,
said
dude.
that. I've recently started watching a lot more fantasy shows, and I've realized that I love fantasy, but I still hate isekais. I still hate it. Like if I see a show
Based.
that has an isekai thing, I'm not. Nah, I'm out of it. I'm out.
Yeah.
But if it's a fantasy like Freerun, then I'm like, yeah, that's my
Yeah.
thing. That's my thing. Like there's this fantasy show that is coming later, it's coming in 2025. It's about like a swordsman. Like I've seen the trailer.
Oh yeah, I saw
recently.
that one as well. Yeah.
That seems pretty interesting. That
Yeah,
seems like
there's
very
really
cool. I
well.
want to watch that.
Basically, Consumer, the problem I have with isekai is that in good fantasy, the world building is everything. In isekai, the world building is 9 times out of 10, it's absolute fucking shite.
Fantasy is meant to be escapism, bro, and isekai is the ultimate
Yes,
escapism.
that's why you need to build it properly so it's even halfway believable.
All I'm gonna say is Frodo is not as OP as
Oh, Frodo is a little bitch.
insert
Frodo is a little
generic-
bitch, and that's the whole
generic
point.
Isekai protagonist.
That's the whole point that Frodo is a little bitch, and he still does it.
Like,
I still
honestly,
think
Sam
Isekai is good.
Sam should have been the main protagonist. The series would have been so much better.
Sam OP.
Yeah, Sam.
Is that the Oh, they're both curly hair. The ginger one?
Sam is the gardener.
Bigger one.
Yeah, Sam is the gardener.
Yeah. But
I
going back
watched-
to the questions. Oh, sorry.
I'll go for it, brother.
I just wanted to go a little bit on horror trivia with Cheese, because I'm also a horror enthusiast, and I have to agree.
The unicorn.
Of course you're a horror enthusiast. You love death metal.
Yes,
But
but
Speedy, so do you.
Yeah.
the thing is, with
I
the
know.
horror movies, like recent horror movies, I don't find them appealing. Like the only ones that I think that are good are the Conjuring ones, and even there, like let's say there are some that are not as good as I would have loved to.
Yes,
So like let's say
there are.
Annabelle. I think the concept of Annabelle is
Yeah.
interesting, but the movie itself
Yeah.
was a little meh.
Annabelle Homecoming is really good. Also, Nun 2 is fucking dreadful.
Yeah, Nun. The first Nun was kind of
Yep.
nice. I
The
enjoyed
first
it.
Nun is really really good. That
Oh,
one I
You know
enjoyed.
Guys,
another.
um,
Oh, sorry.
I just want to
Yep.
interrupt here. You guys are on about horror movies. Have you seen the first ever horror movie to come out of Bollywood?
No.
No.
Because I remember I was listening to BBC
Oh,
Asian
so you
Network with my
must have
mum,
been-
and then there was a trailer for a new horror movie from Bollywood, which was like the first ever horror movie made in
Oh my
India.
god.
I'm
And it-
surprised considering how many films they
Yeah.
put out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There is-
Bollywood has
okay.
a lot of
the
them.
guys.
Well, now there's like a few more now, but I can't remember. It's called Kakuda,
Oopsies.
which
Kakuda.
yeah, Kakuda, something like that.
I
It's
just
one of the
pronounced
first
the word
ones.
in a very
Daisy.
Japanese way.
Eh,
Let me Google
There-
this.
suddenly there's like a bajillion more now, but like I remember a couple of years ago it was like the first ever one to come out, and it was I haven't watched it, but
Oh boy, it's a 5.5 on IMDb.
Oh my god.
yeah.
That's what I call some good
You know,
cinema.
maybe that's not that bad, you know?
Oh dang it, that was my
could be.
perfect
Could be.
soundboard
It might be. It
moment.
isn't.
But yeah,
Uh,
I just remember it coming on the news at one point. Well, not the news, in BBC Asian Network at one point. I just thought I'd just throw that in there, just in case you guys have watched it or not.
Oh my god.
Maybe we will.
I'm gonna have
Maybe
to
it's a
watch it
future
now because I'm
special.
curious.
Yeah.
But going
Bollywood
back to the movies, what is your thoughts about Insidious Cheese?
They aren't terrible, but they aren't great either. The first one is good.
Yeah, the first
And
one
then
is
it
one of
just
my
kind of
favorites.
goes. And it kind of unravels from that point. I feel like they tried too hard.
Do we quick question? Do we have like a favorite movie question in the questions or?
That's gonna be for the next movie episode.
Okay.
It's off.
Because I
Cheeky
I
plug
wanted to
there.
ask
Yeah.
you which was your favorite horror movie, but if that's let's leave that for the next
Yeah.
for the next
So
episode.
guys, stick around for when we watched our each other's favorite movies episode.
Sports.
Yeah.
And Speedy is gonna die of horror.
Yeah, I have terrible, really bad recurring nightmares. So yeah, watching a horror movie doesn't really help.
No, horror movie for me, I don't know why. I never felt like they
Yeah.
were scary.
I'm scared to be
They-
in my own house alone. So like, yeah,
Nah.
because I
Who
don't
needs
Don't worry,
enemies
you
with
root
friends
me.
like
you
this?
root me.
yeah.
yeah.
There's something there with
The
you.
thing for me,
Need
a
a
good
roommate.
horror movie should do that to you. You should be
Yeah, yeah.
scared after like watching a good horror movie.
I
To the
watched
point where you
Slender Man
can't
when
go.
I was like 6 or 7. I had nightmares for like 2 to 3
Okay,
weeks.
that's where the problem is. You know,
The
you should
movie
I
is-
did. I had
the
the
movie was-
same thing as well.
Yeah, the movie was shit though. So like, but
It was very bad.
I watched
creepy
it back and I was
bastards.
like, oh, it's just a shit film. And there was that
Pretty much,
other
I
one
guess.
where it was like they were all on a video call. What's that one called again? They were all. On
Ah,
a video
yeah, I know
call.
which one is.
Yeah,
is,
I know that one as well, but I can't
is
remember.
It's like
Unfriended?
every
Could
horror
that be?
video game ever.
There's the unfriend.
Request, though.
There's also one that's like hashtag something. And
Yes,
there's a
yes.
couple of those.
Yeah, I'm not particularly a fan of these types of horror movies.
Have you
Yeah.
guys seen Thanksgiving? There was
No.
that
I
was
think it sounds very familiar.
yeah, because
I
it
think
was
so.
there was loads of trailers for it last year when I went to see the Five Nights at Freddy's movie and yeah, there was a lot of trailers for it when it was on there.
Mhm.
So,
But
yeah.
what
never
is
heard
everyone
of it.
else's favorite film series?
Yeah.
Is
Who wants to go next?
You go, Bruss.
All right.
Let me hear
I'm gonna go with a classic one here, and I hope that
Godfather.
you guys enjoyed it as well. My favorite series of movies
Get the
are the
soundboard
Rocky
ready.
movies. The
Speediest book.
movies.
Oh, the Rocky movies.
I hope that that's in good taste because the Rocky movies are amazing.
I have to
They
agree
are.
with you.
No,
The Rocky movies are actually so good.
they are
do
good.
like them a
I
lot.
used to have
I'm
them
just
all on
joking, I do like
DVD.
them.
Like I remember when I was 15 and I first heard about Rocky. Like I've marathoned like every movie in a week, and like after that I've started doing boxing stuff like that because I was like, yeah, that's fucking
Yeah.
amazing.
That's
I
pretty
love
cool.
this stuff.
We need
And-
to put Eye of the Tiger in the background of this and
Yeah,
license it for like
yeah.
$500.
Eye of the Tiger
Yeah.
is in
Prepare
every
to get
gym playlist that I had.
Demonetized.
Demonetized.
Not if we license it.
No, but the thing is, like, there's a lot of good stuff in the Rocky movies. They are like compelling in the sense of, you know, you have like what's that type of character? The
Underdog.
underdog, yeah, the underdog
Yeah.
that
yeah.
goes on top, and you know wins, but then doesn't win, but then it wins, and then you know, yeah, every movie has the same kind of formula. They kind of try to go on a different way with Rocky 4,
Rocky
which
defeats
is-
communism.
That's yeah.
That with Ivan Drago.
It's not
Yeah.
the one with Ivan Drago. I think that the fight is the best fight in the series. Maybe after the second fight with Apollo. But you know, after Rocky 4, they kind
That
of
second film was
went a little
really
bit downhill. Bro, the fight on Rocky 2 is amazing. Like, I'm not kidding when I say that. Every time that I see the fight scene in Rocky 2 where Rocky finally wins against Apollo, I start to cry. Like literally,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. 'Cause
Oh,
that
it got me all
moment is so
nostalgic.
it was so hype.
nostalgic, so emotional.
So hype.
Like when he says to the television, yeah, no, I just want to thank everybody and stuff like that, and then he says, Adrian, I did it. And, bro, I start crying. I'm starting to cry right now. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. So
It is a really good one. What do you think of
Yeah.
Creed?
I enjoy the Creed movies. I haven't watched Creed 3 yet because the time that it wasn't available in Amazon Prime because I didn't want to go to the cinema, unfortunately. And
that's fair.
but I did enjoy the first two movies. I liked how they kept like the feel of the Rocky movies, but while also going with a new character. Because like
Yeah.
Creed, it's kind of funny that I recently made my brothers watch Rocky for the first time, and they loved it. And then when I showed them the Creed movies, like they felt connected to Rocky, but they felt even more connected with Creed because you know it was a little bit more on their period and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Sort of
Yeah.
brought
And
to
you
the
know-
modern day almost. Yeah.
Plus Michael B. Jordan. Come on. That
Big guy.
do I even need to add something else? Like
Plus,
Michael B.
plus
Jordan.
Kang
He's
the
a very
Conqueror.
good actor.
Oh yeah.
We don't mention him anymore.
we don't mention that. We don't mention that.
What happened? Sorry, wait, what happened?
Well,
Nah.
you know the
Not a good
actor
guy.
that plays Kang the Conqueror.
No.
Well, he was supposed to be the next big thing in Marvel, but
Meant to be the next
unfortunately-
Thanos.
Yeah,
Oh.
he went. He got arrested for doing some very allegedly doing some
He
bad
and his
stuff.
wife.
And yeah, and basically Marvel was like, yeah, we're not gonna use Kang anymore after that. We're gonna get back Robert Downey Jr. You know, that's
Yeah,
clear.
which makes sense.
Yeah, which I understand why they did that. Like if you look at in that side, but you know, still they could have just recasted the actor. You know, it's
Yeah.
like,
Unfortunately.
but yeah,
I really like that guy
unfortunately.
too.
yeah, he
Fuck
was
hell.
a good actor. So
You can't trust any of these famous people. They're all evil.
celebrities can be trusted.
Did you do a dog
Yeah.
disrespect?
Just don't say that
Oh,
about
bro.
Taylor Swift. Or the Swift will kill
Oh
you.
my god.
Remember that you
Oh,
can't
man.
say anything bad about Taylor Swift or the Swifties will kill you.
I hate
Yeah,
Taylor
bro.
Swift. Come at me.
Speedy,
Oh,
it
well.
was nice to meet you.
Yep,
it was
it was nice to know you. Goodbye.
Oh, okay. Bye, bye, guys.
So yeah,
taken out
who
by
wants to
Sniper
go
Elite.
next?
Uh.
You go next.
Oh, okay.
Go
Then.
Speedy.
Consumer's still thinking. So, if this was like, if we'd done this podcast like before 2020, I would have said Fast and Furious. But like after
My
eight,
guy.
after 8, 9, and 10, I feel Vin Diesel just fucking ruined the franchise. I think they should have stopped at 7. That's it, because Paul Walker died. Everything, like the story was pretty much done. But no, he needlessly extended the story because for some reason they just went to Cuba and they did some drag racing, blew up a car off of a fucking thing, and then like doing even more,
That was so fun,
even
though.
more ridiculous stuff. I mean, yeah, 8 was a fun movie to watch, but just still, the
Also-
thing was like, where's Paul Walker? That's he was
You know,
one of the best characters.
He's 6 feet under Speedy.
Yeah.
You probably don't
Yeah,
want him
there,
on the
there
big
could be
screen
made
on
an
top.
Yeah.
argument that, you know, even if these movies are kind of, you know, I would say stupid in a certain way, they are that's what makes them interesting.
Yeah,
You know,
Christopher
but the
Nolan
thing
makes
is,
them.
though, I grew up with the Fast and Furious movies, so I had one Fast and Furious 1, Fast and Furious 2, Tokyo
Yeah.
Drift 4, 5, all on DVD when I was young. And we used to have
You also grew up with the Transformers movies, bro.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean they're
But-
good.
but
Yeah.
fuck you, fuck you. I will come to your house with a
Facts.
scissors and cut your dreads.
Facts.
Okay, but I gotta say though, I think my actual favorite film series has got to be the X-Men movies, the original X-Men movies.
Ooh,
They-
okay.
I had them
Yeah, that's
all
what's
on
up with them.
DVD. They were all my favorite. They were just the films that I just watched constantly. I didn't know what the fuck was going on in them, but they were some of my favorite movies because like I was like 3 or 4 when I was watching them, and
Hugh
my
Jackman
brain.
is hot.
Yeah.
Back when
yeah.
Disney couldn't
Hugh
start
Jackman.
with
I was
X-Men
like-
yet.
Wolverine, yeah, fuck him up.
Goddamn.
I'm gonna throw
And
myself
Cars.
under the bus right now. I was never a big Wolverine fan. Like, don't
Bruh.
get me wrong, I love Hugh Jackman. I love Hugh Jackman, but like I grew up like watching X-Men cartoons and stuff like that, and I was always a
Yeah.
big Cyclops fan. So I always wanted to see more
Really?
of him. Yeah, I don't know. I always like the, you know, because when I was
Guy's
a
a
kid, like
loser.
no.
You have to admit,
Yeah,
though,
maybe
that,
a little
Aquaman,
bit. Maybe a little bit.
that scene
No,
of
no.
Deadpool cutting the bullets in half when they get out of the elevator, that's one of the coolest scenes. That's in the first X-Men Origins, Wolverine.
Yeah.
That
I-
is fucking garbage, that movie.
That movie
Okay.
was so garbage, but it was so
No,
good.
whoa, whoa, whoa.
I love that film.
I think
for
I'm
being
probably
garbage.
the only person in this planet that actually enjoys that movie.
I enjoy that movie as well. Handshake.
There are really good
Yeah.
bits in it, and then they fucked it up.
Yeah, I can justify the Deadpool in that movie, you know, but
Yeah,
Yeah,
Deadpool
like-
that
like
film.
the whole-
no, but the rest of it was
The
good.
whole, the whole I'm Canadian thing is really good.
yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
Funny little trivia. They were supposed to, like, this movie was supposed to start a new trilogy of X-Men movies where they would like do origins of like their big characters. So like
Yeah.
an X-Men origin Storm, X origin Cyclops, X origin Gambit. But then since the movie kind of tanked in the box office, they were like, yeah, let's just start
Oh,
with
okay.
like a new
Okay.
team of.
Yeah. And then I think the other favorite one I have, Cars.
Cars.
The
okay.
Cars trilogy. It was
Okay.
it was wild, but damn, I love it. I mean, the first film basically just Rocky 1.
Yeah.
And then the second film was like a spy thriller for some reason, and the third one was
Oh
like,
yeah,
was like
I saw
Rocky.
that one instead of
Yeah.
I have not
I
seen a single
saw,
Cars
I
movie.
seen Cars 2 was so hype. It was
Maybe
it was
maybe
just-
that's just
Yeah.
something about
It was just-
movie
it was just-
car movies.
the Cars movies. It was just
No,
so
no,
much
the
fun.
car movies in general. Like you need to have like a racing film, and then you need to have like a crazy plot in the second
It's
one.
the
Like,
spy.
I've watched
maybe
yeah.
like something.
Yeah, it was the lore of Cars is actually just fucking weird, but it was just too good. It was like there was this fuel that's gonna like it blows up the cars, but no, it's actually these cameras igniting the fuel with like with like laser shit. But no, the guy who's actually an electric car is actually just a fucking broken Range Rover who wants to kill the Queen. He puts a bomb on Tow Mater, and then in order to like stop the bomb, he has to shout deactivate. He nearly kills the Queen of England. But like, it was such a fun movie to watch. And then they go to Japan. And then
Yeah.
later eats a whole thing of wasabi and all this.
Yeah.
It was so much fun. Then Cars 3 happened. It became somewhat serious, and it
Also,
was still
quickly-
a good film.
quickly returning back to X-Men, Halle Berry is fucking hot as Storm.
Yeah, god damn. Halle Berry's.
He's-
uh,
You know what?
Can I-
She's
can I-
even
can I
hotter as
get-
Catwoman.
Can I get a
Bro,
picture for
that's-
reference?
that's a take that I have to agree. I
Halle-
hate the
Halle
movie,
Berry
but
is
Halle
Jack
Berry
Burns.
is.
Halle Berry is just hot in
abs.
every role.
Yes, there's no disagreement in that.
Can I get a picture? I forgot what she looks like.
What the fuck?
Bro.
Bro's like, which one is that?
She's
I-
majestic.
I-
You can't
I,
forget. about
I
it.
only watched the films for Wolverine. Wolverine was like my favorite
Like,
character.
oh, look at
Like
these muscles.
everyone
Yeah.
drooling for Storm, and then you have Speedy that was like, yeah.
Wolverine,
also-
hell yeah.
Halle Berry is one of the best Bond girls.
Ooh,
She in
okay,
Bond?
okay.
Oh, she
She,
was.
she's
I
in
do
Bond as
vaguely
well.
remember
She's with
her.
Pierce Brosnan. That's Halle
Does
Berry.
she really
That's
count though?
young
Is she
Halle
not
Berry.
like
You know the
an
neuron
assistant?
anime. You know the neuron
Yeah.
activation meme that
Yeah.
just happened.
Oh boy.
Oh dear.
But yeah.
Of course. Very interesting picture you chose there, brother.
Yes. Very,
Yes.
very.
No, that is the
interesting.
Bond picture. To
Ah.
those wondering, everybody knows the Bond picture when we talk
Okay.
about
Was she
her.
in I think I'm mistaken her for when she was in what was that other spy one in the UK?
Austin
I know
Powers.
she was in John Wick as well, but
Yeah, she was in John Wick.
He was
as well.
actually John Wick. I don't think so.
No,
What
it
was
wasn't.
No, it's not
Good-
John Wick. I can't remember its name. The guy's called Eggsy. That's all I remember.
Oh,
Oh,
Kingsman.
Kingsman.
Machine
yeah.
Kingsman.
I was about to say Spy Family. What the fuck?
Yes.
Kingsman is really
That
good.
well-known
Okay, but
British spy film.
consumer. What's your favorite
Yeah.
film series or
Um,
just film series?
I'm
that you
going
love?
to cheat a little bit and
Oh,
choose
no.
the
oh,
Vengeance trilogy, which is a series of 3 films by this Korean director Park Chan-wook. I also did a video on him. Make sure to check that
Was
out.
that from Old Boy?
But-
Old Boy.
Plug,
right?
plug,
Yeah,
plug.
the old boy guy.
Yeah.
So they're not technically a trilogy, as in the films are all distinct from
Whose
each other.
Discord just went
Well, they-
off?
Don't mind.
No
not
comment.
mine.
Oh, God. Yeah, so they're not a real trilogy, but they all focus on the themes of vengeance. Think,
Ooh.
oh my God, this Discord's going crazy. The most well-known one, of
Quick-
course, being Old Boy.
Consumer flexing his friends on
What
us.
about is it that one guy who gives the umbrella to the girl? Is that one of them? And then that
Yeah,
girl
but
ends
don't
up
spoil
dead?
it. Don't
Yeah.
wait.
Oh,
I've watched the film.
Oh, so he's the director of the. Oh, okay, okay.
Wait, umbrella to the
Could-
girl. What do you mean?
There was a one movie that I did watch. It was a Korean movie, and basically he's waiting at a bus stop, and this girl doesn't have an umbrella. He gives her the umbrella, and then what happens is a couple of days later she's dead, and then he gets revenge. I remember it's a very famous Korean actor. The only reason why I know is because there's pictures of him just
Umbrella.
holding Hello Kitty stuff, and it's really
Yeah,
funny.
he's the guys that plays.
Yeah, he's like
one of the
he's like a
Eternals.
he's like a super tough guy. And there's all these pictures of him holding Hello Kitty merch. It's really funny.
I need
He
to
looks
go
super
check.
serious.
I don't think it's that film though.
I need to find a picture.
The most well-known one is Old Boy, which is about like this man who gets imprisoned for like 15 years,
It's Don
and then
Lee.
he gets randomly released, and then he
Yeah.
like goes to seek out revenge on the guy who like imprisoned him, and he's trying to find out why he imprisoned him. It's also like really iconic because it has like this hallway fight.
Yes.
There's this like really long, like 3-minute take, like no cuts of
Is
this
that the
fight.
hammer
and with
fight
The what?
where he uses hammers?
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah,
That's the
yeah.
exact one. Inspired the Daredevil hallway fight scenes.
Yes.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's probably like his biggest film as well. Really, really good film. Really, really great twist as well at the end. It's kind of like a mix of an action and sort of like that psychological thriller and like why was he stuck there. But there's also the first one, which is Sympathy for Mr. Vengeance, which is just sort of about this guy who's it's about 2 really sympathetic people. One guy is mute and accidentally kills this guy's daughter. Because what happens, kind of a spoiler, I don't expect anyone to watch this, is he kidnaps the wrong person. Well, he kidnaps his daughter on purpose for a ransom, and then he's just playing with his daughter, right? But the guy is mute and deaf, so he can't hear or say anything. And when he's not looking, the girl falls into the water. She starts drowning and screaming, but he can't hear anything, and then she dies. So then the girl's dad goes on this really long trip to sort of like take revenge on that guy. And the only reason the guy did it is
What's this movie
because
called? What's this movie called?
Sympathy for Mr. Vengeance.
So it's
I'm
a Korean
just gonna
version of
write that
Taken.
Yeah. Yeah. But the only reason the mute guy did it was because like him and his sister or him and his girlfriend or whatever are like dead broke, and like he can't really get a job. He got laid up for work, so he was just trying to do anything he could. It was the company that laid him off that guy worked for, so he was trying to kidnap the company owner's daughter, but he kidnapped another guy's one by accident.
Okay.
And then she also accidentally died, but it doesn't really matter because like the other guy, what you're gonna tell him? Oops, I killed your daughter in accident.
Oopsie daisy.
Sorry, I didn't mean to.
Whoops.
She just fell. She just walked into the water.
Yeah.
Was it my fault?
And
honest?
then the third one is Lady Vengeance, which is tied with Old Boy as my favorite, and it's about this woman who gets falsely imprisoned for a certain amount of time, I can't remember, by her like partner, who I think was also her school teacher, and he sort of like coerces her into this relationship. But then when she like comes out, she tries to take revenge on him. But the cool twist in that film is she essentially catches the guy in the first hour of the film, and then the second hour is sort of like her revenge isn't just her killing him, but that guy is like exploited multiple school children, so she gets like his entire like all the families of his victims, and then they all sort of like take turns enacting their revenge. It's very
Let's go.
Moving on
Yeah,
a little
it's
bit.
a good film, a
because
really good film.
We've gone 30 minutes. I've only done the first out of
Yep.
like 8 questions. So quick
The other
fire
should
one.
be.
Your favorite animated movie?
Okay, quick question. Are we counting like only animated movies, or are we saying animated
Anything,
movies?
anything
that's
animated.
anything animated.
Okay. Okay, perfect. Who wants to go?
I can go first because mine will return later for a different question,
perfect.
and
Go on
it
then.
requires an explanation then. But my favorite one is Spirited Away. The
Talk about choice.
like the vanilla choice from Studio Ghibli, but it is just an incredible movie.
My favorite
Won an
animated movie is a movie called Surfs Up. It's about some penguins doing
yeah, I know
surfing,
that one.
and there's a chicken.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a bloody good movie.
Okay.
Okay.
I
who
think
wants
my
to go next?
favorite one, technically there are two, but you know I'm gonna count them as one. Is two animated movies called Batman: The Dark Knight Returns Part 1 and Part 2. Basically, this was
I think I've seen that.
yeah.
The ginger-haired Robin girl.
Yes. This
Oh,
one.
it's those ones. Okay,
Yeah.
right.
Basically these movies like were kind of my introduction to the whole concept of Batman is, you know, it can be a dark character, it can be, you know, this type of, and it was my introduction to comics because after I watched the movie I ended up like doing some research about it, and I found out that it was inspired by a comic called by the same name. So after that
Yeah.
I bought the comic and I started reading comics. So
Nice.
Nice.
that's
See your massive
Animated
shelf there in the
origin
background
story.
as well.
yeah.
That's
New
what the
background
film's
as well.
really called instead. It's pretty cool though. Yeah, I remember watching it as well. It's a good film. Enjoyed
Yeah.
it.
But yeah, Consumer, what's your favorite animated movie?
Well, I think everyone knows essentially, so I'm gonna choose my second one, my second favorite, which is
You do a different
Lilo
one.
and Stitch.
Oh, that's a good
Ooh,
one.
okay,
That's a good
that's a
film.
pretty
Yeah,
good one.
that's
a
more
pretty good
interesting.
one.
I
It's
don't
the
know why,
original.
but,
It's,
like,
it's
this-
number one, perchance Princess Mononoke.
For some reason, I thought you were gonna say like Toy Story.
Ooh,
Nah.
Toy Story is another good
I
one.
just yeah.
Also, I'd like to change my answer. I'm gonna instead choose Wally. Or
Wally's
Wally.
really-
Yeah.
Wally's
Yeah.
really
good.
Wally
When
is
you
like
said
one of my
Wally,
favorite-
I thought you meant like where's Waldo, like the guy with the glasses.
No, the little
Okay.
robot that has a plant. I'm like, yeah, that's a banging
Yeah.
film. Bro,
Honestly,
that-
Wally is a
really
really
good
good
film.
film.
That is
It's
some-
very environmentalist film, but it is
Yeah.
really, really good.
My mum told
You
me.
guys, you guys.
I
oh, sorry.
actually have a small story about this. So I went on holiday to Greece one time, and basically I was very young. I was below like 7 years old, and Wally was still one of my favorite films back then. And basically, I ended up having like a little like angry moment, young toddler angry moment, because there was no DVD player and I couldn't watch Wally. So my auntie had to go and buy a DVD player from somewhere to put Wally on the TV for me.
Jesus
yeah.
Christ.
Yeah.
you, man.
Wally.
Like I need to watch Peak. I needed to
Oh,
watch
God.
Peak.
You guys want to know another pretty
And then
good,
you're watching
like,
Arifureta,
animated
so-
movie?
Yeah, Ifrit is
Go for
good
it,
though.
bro.
Like Isekai is good.
Have you
No,
guys ever
no.
watched The Iron Giant?
Yes,
No, I haven't.
I've
Oh,
seen
no,
it
I
like
haven't.
years
That's a
ago.
pretty fucking good movie. Like
That ending is rough.
it's from
spoiler.
like the same director
spoilers,
of The
but
Have
Incredibles.
you guys seen Monsters Inc?
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
such a fucking funny movie.
Sorry.
But, anyways, next question now. A film that made you feel betrayed. For my one, it's Fast and Furious, because fucking Vin Diesel ruined the whole fucking thing. Fuck that guy. Stop him making movies.
There's a reason why they made more Fast and Furious films. And
They
that
made a
reason
lot
is
of
the
money.
one thing that makes this world run around. Money.
Well,
Yeah.
fuck the guy then. Fuck Vin Diesel, bro. He makes shit movies now.
Speedy, if you had the chance to earn like 50 million for taking a turd on someone's plate, would you do it?
Yeah.
Probably, yeah, actually. But still,
Yeah.
God, I felt so betrayed after Fast and
Like,
Furious.
I'll do
It
it
was
for
unreal.
50 bucks.
I want to understand your
fuck
point.
The
Why
Rock
do you
too.
feel betrayed?
Because it was the film series that I grew up watching, and then after Fast and Furious 7, they said, like, we're not going to make another one. And I was like, okay, cool. And then suddenly, fucking Fast and Furious 8 just dropped. Like, they said, yeah, we're going to make another Fast and Furious. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And then Fast and Furious 9 comes out, and they bring back Han. He's been dead since Fast and Furious 6. Well, technically, Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift is also after Fast and Furious 6, but
So
the
reason
like,
why you don't like Fast and Furious, like after the 7th,
yeah.
is because you feel like the franchise is
It's-
selling out. Basically, that's what you.
I mean, it sold out after Fast and Furious 6, but the 6 and 7 were still enjoyable movies. But they just started bringing back dead characters. They brought apparently now for the next one they're bringing back Paul Walker's character, but they
So
get
they
his brother
didn't-
to
No,
play
they're
it.
not.
No.
They can't do
Nah.
that.
They're,
Bro,
they're,
so
they're,
they didn't
they're
know.
genuinely
Do
doing
that.
that. And they brought,
No.
so they
They
brought,
can't do
they got Mia back
CGI
for
his
one of
whole-
it. Yeah, they're
whole-
CGIing him, and then also they brought back Han, who's been dead since technically Fast and Furious, the end of Fast and Furious 6. I wouldn't be
Yes.
surprised if they brought back Gal Gadot, but I don't. But I
I
think think now
Coming back. I think
they
Avengers coming back.
I think maybe not though because of modern day politics and where she's from and what she's done.
Also, Speedy. So what you're saying is that they did a Naruto and they started bringing back dead characters.
Yeah. I'd understand. I'd understand if there was like if they were resurrecting the characters. I'd understand if they were resurrecting the characters for if that was part of the actual thing, if it was magic stuff. But
Yeah.
no, you can't do that in what is real life.
I mean, they could
Probably.
introduce magic and it would kind of fit the whole thing. To be
It
fair,
just wouldn't
Like,
make sense. Like after
Yeah,
after
what?
7, the
them going
series
to
just fell
space
off.
didn't make sense, but
Yeah,
they did
nothing
it anyway.
makes sense anymore now. What the fuck is this? They're going to space. Next thing you know, there's gonna be alternate dimension. There's gonna be dimension hopping. It's just gonna turn into the Marvel
that would be
Cinematic
so
Universe.
funny though. That would be so funny.
John
in
Cena
like
is
the-
in the
You know
in
the
one of
spin-off
them.
movie Hobbs and Shaw?
Yeah. Oh god, that was
Technically, they
fucking awful.
kind of introduced superpowers there, if you really think
Yeah,
about it.
I know. I didn't watch that movie because I fucking hate The Rock. So like with a burning passion, I hate The Rock.
God, it's
Never
He's a
seen an
terrible
actor,
actor.
like jumping from being so loved to so hated so quickly.
Yeah, he's ruined. He has a clause in his contract that he can't lose fights. Like what the fuck
but-
is that?
Yep.
But even Jason Statham has the same thing, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah,
And even
like-
Vin Diesel.
there's a surprising number of actors who have that in their
Yes.
contract that
Yeah.
they can't lose a fight.
Yeah, it's just damn it,
Oh,
Hollywood.
God.
What the fuck is wrong? But anyways, who else felt betrayed by any movies that they've watched?
I really think I have one.
I have two. Again, one of them is the second Nun film because the first Nun film is my favorite horror film of all time, and the second Nun is a
Horror
piling,
weirdos.
steaming turd. And
Is
the other
which
one
one?
would the second Nun film is just garbage.
Okay.
And the other one that I really felt betrayed by was The Hobbit because I'm a massive Lord of the Rings fan, and the Hobbit films are terrible.
Okay.
See, your guys' issues is you have expectations.
My
That's
issue is
where all
that
your
they
problems
basically they're saying that we make the Hobbit into a film, and then they like start adding extra shit into someone
Didn't
like
they-
that's
I don't
my
remember-
biggest problem is
I
that it's
also
an
remember it was
existing
all-
story that they start
Jeez.
changing by adding new shit into it to make it appeal to modern audiences. Like they had to add the romance story into the Hobbit for some
Jeez.
fucking reason.
Hey,
Jeez,
the guy's
jeez.
got to get his nut off, bro.
But he
Jeez.
doesn't.
Didn't they add Ed Sheeran to one of those movies or something?
Yeah.
Was it The Hobbit or was it Lord of the
in,
Rings?
he was in
It's in the Hobbit.
Game of Thrones.
He's
Oh,
in
no, it's Game of Thrones. Okay.
There's an Ed Sheeran song in, I think, the second Hobbit film.
Bruh.
Oh.
But Ed Sheeran has a cameo in Game of Thrones.
Bruh.
I have heard about
Like,
it.
my biggest problem is that Tolkien is an incredible writer, and then they just feel like, yeah, we're gonna just throw his book into the fire and start writing our own shit on top of it. And that's why I hate. the Hobbit
Unfortunately,
films.
this happens more than we like to think in Hollywood.
Rings of Power doesn't exist.
Jeez,
because
did you
fuck
ever
Amazon.
consider that it was funny though?
But it wasn't even funny. Like they tried to add a fucking sob story into a book where one of the main characters already dies canonically.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Like,
stinky.
why are you trying? Like, there's a character who's been with you for the entire fucking film. He dies, and then you, for some reason, feel that yeah, we need to make this sadder now by giving him a love interest. Like, what?
Bruh. But yeah, animate and consumer. Have you felt
You want to go
betrayed by
first,
movies?
consumer? Because honestly, I
I have
still
one.
don't have a film that, like, I'm
I've
trying to
seen-
think, but I don't have a film that made me feel betrayed. You know?
Maybe even
Like,
a series, like a cartoon series or a comic or something. Just
Oh.
anything.
Well, if we're going in that route, then I want to talk about Serial Experiment Lane. God damn, I
This
hate
guy.
that show. Bro, I
hate this.
Oh boy.
I don't know why. I don't know. I like.
We're in for a rant. Let's go.
I think my expectations were a little bit too high with this series. You know, there was the whole fact that the opening was one of my favorite songs of all time, and then you know you have all the elements that normally would make a show that I would adore, but then it was kind of boring. So maybe
Who,
if I have to go with something, I would probably go that.
Quick question: who's seen the Ghost in the Shell live action movie?
I have seen it.
No, not yet.
It's
I've seen a
not
few
great.
bits of it.
It's not
So,
great.
Nah.
The only thing I remember is I think it's got Scarlett Johansson in it. That's literally.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah, but anyways.
I love her. Some of my favorite actresses.
Yeah.
Maybe my
She's-
favorite
she's
actress.
pretty good.
actually.
She's no jokes aside, she's an amazing actress.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
she's
Yeah.
that's just a terrible film.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Unfortunately,
Like, especially Lost in Translation and her, she's so good. She's so
Yeah.
good. in
Oh
both
yeah,
of
yeah,
those
yeah.
films.
Yeah.
But consumer, have you felt betrayed by a movie before?
Oh, really, man? I keep telling you guys, it's all in expectations. I expect nothing. I expect
Okay.
nothing.
Have
Only thing I
you-
expect is that everything
Okay.
is bad.
Okay.
Damn.
Abandoned.
Okay.
and I thought that was the best one.
Okay, guys.
Goddamn.
Have you ever watched a movie in a language that you can't understand where you needed to have subtitles on?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
This was the question that I was being really pedantic with Speedy, because Speedy
Yeah.
first worded
Yeah.
this as a movie in a foreign language, forgetting the animators and myself are in fact not native English speakers.
Yeah.
But like, I thought you'd get
I'm
it 'cause
a
foreign
native
language is a language
Korean
that's not
speaker,
your-
so
but,
every time I hear a
whatever.
film in English, I don't understand it.
Bro's a diehard BTS fan.
Yep.
Oh my god.
My mom.
But yeah,
would.
there are absolutely films that I have
Yes.
loved and needed subtitles for, predominantly Korean ones,
Yes.
because Koreans
My
make
guy.
incredible films.
True.
Name one.
I actually had a pretty hard time choosing, because I had this period when I was really into Korean zombie stuff, because they make amazing zombie stuff.
Yes.
Oh.
True.
Yeah.
Like
Busan.
Have you
yeah,
seen?
Train to Busan is the movie I chose for this.
Have you seen the SpongeBob edit of that where they put the SpongeBob "Everything's Gonna Be Okay" song over it while
No.
everyone's getting
No.
eaten by zombies? That's the
Spoilers,
only
I haven't
introduction to
seen
that
Train to
film.
Busan yet.
Yeah, but
zombies
Train to
happen.
Busan is an incredible film. I was also considering adding, choosing #Alive, which is a very, I think they're all like vaguely in a similar, like, same people work on them, but
Extended
they're like
universe.
somewhat similar, because #Alive is
worst
basically
world to
this
live in.
streamer who gets stuck in his apartment during the zombie apocalypse.
Oh.
Yeah, I've
And
watched
then-
this one. I've watched this
Yeah,
one.
then there
Pretty
is
cool.
the Kingdom series, which is like... if
Wait,
you
isn't
want-
that Zom 100?
No. I mean, technically, yeah.
Okay.
It's a similar story, and then there's the Kingdom series and the prequel movie to Kingdom.
Okay, I've got a good one, right? I can't understand Punjabi or Hindi for like at
Bro,
all.
fake
so,
Indian alert. Fake.
Your,
Yeah.
your
fake,
mom's gonna
fake.
come into your room and beat the shit out of you for that.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
I know. So I'm gonna. Should I say a movie that I've watched in Punjabi, or should I go for a different language? Or
No, yeah.
Hindi?
You could
Any
go with
language
the one you
works.
feel.
Whatever
'Cause
is
I
Any
also-
language you need
I do have
subtitles for.
two movies for this. So the one that I watched in Punjabi was a film called Rawan, and it's got a very confusing story. It's got a bit of a weird story, but basically it's about this guy. He develops a fighting game, and then also, the mascots are also made in real life, and they also fight each other. And the way to win is you take out the quote unquote heart or the power core that's like right here, basically rip off Iron Man, basically.
Yes.
So imagine Iron Man's thing that's here. You have to take that out, and that's how you defeat it. Basically,
Okay.
the game becomes evil, and then the bad guy from the game kills the guy who developed the game. because he thinks that the guy who developed the game is his son, who basically beat the shit out of him in the tech demo.
That's
And then the mum and the son escape to London, and then for some reason the other guy comes along, the good guy comes along, and then it ends up with a super epic battle scene, and then the good guy wins. But that's like one of the first Punjabi movies that I watched where I thought, that's actually a fucking good movie that I did not know anything to it, and that is actually my favorite Bollywood movie ever. That is
These Bollywood films always have the craziest plot lines.
They have the craziest
Yes, yeah,
plot
they
lines
do.
ever and the craziest action scenes, but I've got to say, this one was actually pretty decent. And then the other one was this complete shift in tone, but it was about the Belarusian, the Germans' occupation of Belarus, and it was a very brutal film with some horrid genocide, removal of human life scenes. Oh shit, not my mic. And then this guy joining the communist resistance of Belarus and driving out the thing and showing basically traumatizing shit. Yeah, it's a good, really good movie. Whose Discord went off again?
I didn't hear anyone.
Jeez, that's fucked up, bro.
Yeah,
How
it's a very fucked up movie.
do you hear that? Because I can't.
I didn't hear anything
I
this time.
can
I heard
hear
the
it.
first one.
I heard it.
Oh my
I heard the
god.
My
first one, but
headphones
not
are
that
like
one.
max volume, so yeah. But yeah,
God damn it.
I forgot what the other movie was called now, but you could probably find it somewhere. It's quite a brutal film, but I gotta say it was a very good film. And I watch a lot of World War II films because I like that stuff, and that's probably
Yes.
one of the most it's probably one of the most darkest ones I've seen, and also probably one of the best ones for acting.
Boy in the Striped Pajama is a really fucking dark World War II film.
That one was quite good as well.
Name me one happy World War II film.
Inglorious Bastards.
Inglorious Bastards.
Yeah.
Even there, you know.
Happy is a bit of a
yeah.
word.
It's a bit
Happy may be a strong word.
But it's a funny film. Oh, Company of
Yeah.
Heroes. Company of Heroes.
That's a very happy.
The thing is, like war
It's a
movies,
funny film.
they always,
I think.
you know, they
I'm
tend
watching
to
it.
have,
Kelly's Heroes is one that's like kind of happy
Yeah.
because it's more comedic than serious.
Yeah. Oh, the Battle of Britain. That's another good one.
I think I actually have that.
The
on my
original
watch
from like the
list.
Yeah.
50s or something.
Yeah, the original.
Where they
from the
act,
50s.
they,
They
they,
actually
they
sunk
actually
a bomber.
yeah they actually crashed a German World War II bomber into the English Channel in that film.
Yeah.
Also, there's a German guy whose character name is Heinz Tomato.
Means tomato.
Yeah.
Okay, animated consumer. What's the
okay.
answer the question? Damn it.
I'm gonna, if it's okay with consumer, I want to go first because I have
Yeah.
technically 3 movies that, you know, I really enjoyed. So I'm gonna try to be as quick as possible with them. First of all, I know it's basic. I know it's gonna be basic, but Parasite, amazing film.
Parasite is a good film.
Like it's one of the best films that I've ever watched, and like especially like you know the scene where they're talking about the child that he have
Yep.
seen a ghost. That scene is one of my favorite horror shots in all of time, like in all of movies. And keeping like the
Animates.
horror.
I've got
Yes.
a question for you. Parasite anime or Parasite live action?
Ooh.
Oh, that's
Parasite-
a great question.
Parasite anime. Unfortunately,
that's a great
as much as
question.
I love the movie, the anime Parasite is one of my favorites of all time.
Yeah.
But yeah, going back to the movies, the second one is still on the horror side, but it is a Chinese movie called hold on, it's called Incantation. I don't know if you guys have ever heard about it, but it's like a horror movie about this like this couple of guys that they go like on a temple in a part of China, and basically some very like terrible shit start happening after they go there. And you know the whole movie is I don't want to talk much about it because like I think it's one of the best horror movies that I've ever watched. So if you guys want to check that out, go check that out. And the third one is one that I've watched I think 2 or 3 months ago in the cinema, and it's called Past Lives, Korean movie.
Oh my god! Let's go!
I don't think I've seen
it's
that
beautiful.
one.
It's I
He's a
didn't
big
know
fan.
that I would have enjoyed that movie as much as I did because like my sister was like, oh, let's go to the movies, and there wasn't nothing that I knew about, so we kind of decided to pick like one randomly, and we picked Past Lives. And when I got there, bro, I was like,
Such a beautiful film.
yeah, it's such a beautiful film. Like
It is I feel like it's slowly becoming one of my favorite films. Like the more I think about the film, the more I really appreciate
Bro.
it.
Like I got off the cinema
Oh, wait.
like
Past Lives. Oh damn! I thought you were said Perfect Days. Past Lives is also pretty good too.
oh okay.
The one
but-
with like the Koreans.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is like an amazing movie, and I know
Perfect Days is the toilet cleaning one, isn't it, Consumer?
Yes. Yes. It is.
Yep.
Okay, so that are my 3 recommendations.
Yeah, I actually saw Past Lives in cinemas as well. Yeah.
When did it come out?
Yeah. That's what I thought.
I think it-
2022 maybe.
Yeah,
2023.
I think it's
I think it was
2023, but
I
it wa-
literally
like-
just looked it up and I forgot. I think it was 23.
Literally, like my
It's
my
a
local
A24
cinema.
film.
My local cinema only shows like any like international things for like less than a week. So when the Kaguya-sama movie came out, I showed it for 2 days and it went.
Oh,
Jeez.
Yeah,
And wh-
Past
I remember-
Life was released last year and in some countries early this year.
Yes. In Italy, they released it like 3 months ago, if I remember correctly.
Okay, that's
So-
interesting. I guess it's just picking up speed as it's going to.
Yes.
Yeah.
Beautiful film. Well, beautiful in like that bittersweet kind of way.
Yes.
And lovely score.
True.
Mhm.
Man,
But-
I've just been sitting trying to pick a film.
I was about to say.
Okay. The one I have too many to choose from, but I'm good because all I really watch these days are foreign films. I'm not really a big fan of Western cinema at the moment.
It's mid,
I
isn't
think
it?
blockbusters suck. I
Yeah.
think literally everything they make sucks. But that being said, one film I watched that I quite liked was In the Mood for Love, which is one of Sofia Coppola's favorite film, and Sofia Coppola is the daughter of Francis Ford Coppola, who directed
Yeah.
the Godfather films, and it's essentially a film about yearning, where there are these 2 married couples that stay in small flats opposite each other, and in one of them the husband is never around, and in the other one the wife is never around, leaving only their 2 respective partners in their rooms alone. So what eventually the 2 find out is that their partners, the ones who are never around, are cheating on them with the other person's
This sounds like
partner.
this sounds like an NTR plot waiting to happen.
It does, but it's a lot more wholesome. So under the guise of like trying to find out why did their partners leave them, they sort of start to grow and get closer to each other. But the entire point of the film and why it's about yearning is like, girl is very like strict on the fact that she doesn't want to do what their respective partners did, because that would make them just as bad. And so it's sort of this sort of like tragic love story about these 2 people who fall in love together from these poor circumstances but can't really act on it for like moral reasons, I guess. But that's a really sick film. Another one, which I'll make my last one, is Perfect Days, which is like a film about a janitor who cleans toilets.
It's a really good
it's
film.
it's essentially meant to be about like the taking like really learning to enjoy the like little things in life and the mundane aspects. Hence why the guy's like a janitor. Like, how does he find like cool things about his day to make it interesting? So in one of them, he plays like just like noughts and crosses with this kid in like the toilets. Like, he'll leave a note and then the kid will fill it in, and then he'll come back the next day. In another one, he quite likes to like take camera photos and stuff, and that's like the first half of the film. But then the second half of the film, what happens is we get to meet like his niece, and then we find out that she's run away from home because like she's obviously facing all these pressures, like being in school, trying to live up to all of this stuff, and he sort of tries to like teach her like his way of living and sort of trying to help her with that. And then like from that point onwards, the film sort of gets a lot more depressing as you learn a bit more about his like family life and how like he sort of like went into like quite hard stuff, but despite that he still like came out to be this went through quite a lot of hard stuff trying to be like a janitor, I guess. He left from quite a wealthy family, I think it's implied. So like he sort of left that all behind for this sort of like simple life, and like the main film's takeaway is like a perfect day, sort of like what you make it. It doesn't matter like what your circumstances are or what you're really doing. You just got to make the most of life. I don't know, it's a film that impacted me very deeply.
It is a very good film. I've seen it as well.
It's so good.
I'm
Okay.
gonna have to
Also,
put it
you
on my
see it,
list.
do you think the guy? I thought that guy was autistic,
Yeah, he
Main
does
guy.
have kind of that kind of an aura.
especially because like he's quite mute around a lot of people. Like he just
Yeah.
won't talk to them at all. So that's just an extra little layer there as well.
Yeah. Also, one really quick one from me to add on to my thing that's not horror, and that would be Amélie, because Amélie is a great film. And it's in,
I've been
it's in
meaning to
French, so I
watch
don't
that.
fucking understand it.
Oh, French.
But it's a good film.
Anyways,
I've
guys.
seen a couple clips. It looks good.
So, a movie that you enjoy but people hate. So for me, it's just the Wolverine movie I mentioned earlier. And also, I was forced to go see Frozen with my younger sister when it first came out. So, but it was
But
actually
people fucking love Frozen. People don't hate it.
yeah, I actually kind of enjoyed it. I can't lie, it was actually pretty good.
Oh, yeah,
I actually
Frozen
can't enjoy
ain't
it.
that bad.
He's
Same
been
with-
singing,
Same with Frozen 2. Yeah, they're both good.
I haven't seen
movies.
I haven't seen the
Oh,
second
Frozen,
one.
Frozen 2 is...
Frozen
I
2 is
don't
actually
like Frozen
considerably
2.
darker than Frozen 1, but I gotta
Yeah,
say,
but-
both films are quite good.
The first one is good. The second one was 100% a cash grab.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it grossed 1.4. What was 1.4 billion? We just checked before the episode.
Yeah.
I think.
And then there's all
Yeah,
those
It was a good cash grab then.
And then all those conspiracy theories about Frozen and Disney, you know, Frozen
And the Tarzan
bodies
stuff.
and this, that, and the
Yeah,
other.
the Tarzan one.
Oh yeah, yeah, the Tarzan one, because it's Frozen is connected with, is it Tangled?
Yeah, I think
It's
Tangled.
it's connected
Yeah,
with
yeah.
one of them, because one of the other characters, I'm pretty sure it's Rapunzel is
Yeah, it's-
visiting
it's
like
Tangled.
that.
Oh
Basically,
yes, yeah.
Yeah. And then people made weird theories about that. But my film that people hate, and I fully acknowledge, is a massive steaming turd. It's a shit movie, but I still like it. But I don't like it. I enjoy it. And that's The Great Wall, the fucking Matt Damon film. It is
Oh,
so shit, but it is so funny.
No, it's I watched that movie in the theaters, and it wasn't that bad. Like, I know that, you know, the whole, you know, putting Matt Damon in
Matt
Wall
Damon.
of China thing was a little, you know, strange, but
Yeah,
it's not
it's
that terrible
also
of a
like
movie.
it's the fucking white savior complex. Fucking Matt
Yes.
Damon goes to save China,
That's
but it,
stupid.
Yeah.
it is a dumb film, but I
Wait,
still
it's
quite
got-
enjoyed it.
It's got that other guy in it. What's his name again? I keep forgetting his name. Pedro Pascal as well.
Yes, Pedro
Yep.
Pascal.
God.
And Willem Dafoe.
Goated.
Yep.
That's a
William
little bit too
Dafoe.
stacked. The cast.
Interesting cast.
Yeah.
Also, it has at the time the most popular Chinese actress Jing Tian, who is actually very pretty.
Yeah.
And the only reason she's in Kong Skull Island is so that they could fucking market it in China. Like, we have this really popular Chinese actress in it. She says like two lines in that entire film.
But yeah, that's good.
But yeah, for me, it's the Great Wall. It's not great, but I still enjoy it.
Honestly, I don't think I have a movie that like people hate and I enjoy, but I have a genre that I love and people hate,
Like,
which is
yeah.
horror. Like, I can't watch a horror movie in my house without people
We
telling
should
me.
just rename this the horror podcast.
Yeah, bro.
And
Because
then the
every
one
time
guy
that
who just
that I
like
put on a horror movie, everyone in my house is like, "Turn off this demonic shit! It's you're gonna go to hell if you watch that."
That would be the exact same thing in my house. Bro, I was watching Amazing World of Gumball one time, and my grandma said that was satanic. The reason why is because the girl who's made out of paper flipped her head backwards.
Yeah,
Oh, right.
it's always stuff
That
like
is-
that.
they're definitely leaning into it then.
Yeah.
No, like because she's made out,
Satanic
she folded her head down to stop herself from being decapitated.
But if I have to
yeah.
be like more precise, I would probably say the Exorcist. I don't know, like that's my favorite horror movie, and people hate every time that I try to watch it on the big TV.
I don't blame them, brother.
Yeah.
Here.
What about consumer?
Fast
Keep it-
X. Fuck you, Speedy.
Fuck
Fast.
you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck
Film
you.
is funny. Film is funny.
Fuck you.
Car
I'm gonna-
goes boom.
Scrap me
Guy
outside
goes flying
Lidl's.
through the air. 10 out of 10.
I'll scrap you outside
Car goes
Lidl's.
boom. Car goes boom is probably the best thing you can do with a car.
Car goes boom. 10 out of 10.
But anyways, What's a trilogy that you think is perfect?
Right, I already
People
talked
might
about
expect that I'd say The Lord of the Rings, but I'm not going to.
I'm gonna say How to Train Your Dragon.
That's a good one.
Okay.
The first one was
That's
good,
the
and the
first one.
second and third are just.
How to Train Your
yeah,
Dragon
not that
was
good.
definitely. I think it was just some of the best movies I've ever seen in a long time. But I don't really watch movies that much.
Jeez.
I still need to watch Pulp Fiction actually.
My,
But yeah.
my perfect trilogy would have to be The Godfather.
A good one.
Even
Third
though the
film
third
is
one.
very underrated, man.
The
People
third
hate
one
it
isn't
hard.
that great, but the first and the
It's
second more than make up
good.
for it. And it's not a
But
bad
here's
film.
a question. Here's a question, boys. Here's a question. To answer this question, the trilogy needs to be perfect, or it can have like two good movies and like.
It can have
It
two
is
good
down
movies.
to
because
your
I-
opinion.
Because
Do
I
you
have an
think
opinion that like
it's-
there can be a perfect trilogy.
yeah,
Like,
that is true.
like normally it's like that. Let's say the first movie is good, the second one amazing, the third one it's a little let down. That's normally what is the feel that I have with trilogies.
Yeah.
Like normally the second one is always the best.
I've heard the third
sometimes the
Indiana
first one.
Jones film is the best one. What do you say to that?
Well, I've never watched Indiana Jones, so I can comment on that.
What's the third Indiana? It's the fucking Kalimar one is the second. What's the third one?
Was the third one the bad one? I feel like that was the second
Isn't it the
one.
one
and
with
fourth
the
one.
World War One tank with the turret?
No, that's the first one. That's in Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Temple of
Anyway,
Doom, is that
that's
the
not
third one?
important. Temple of Doom, I think that might be the third one, then the second one. I can't fucking remember. It's been so long, but they're good films. The other trilogy I was contemplating saying is the original Jurassic Park trilogy. The second one isn't amazing, but the first
No,
and
the
third one are
films-
great.
I think I prefer the second one to the first one.
The
first
San
one is
Francisco
great.
bit is weird.
Yeah, but I don't know. I like the
Yeah.
fact that Jeff Goldblum get like a bigger role in the second
Oh yeah,
one.
that
so-
is nice.
Criminal. Mama.
I was like,
my
because someone's gonna ask why
criminal.
did I say Lord of the Rings is because I think Lord of the Rings is good, but they changed it in a way that fits the movies perfectly, but at the same time it
Yes.
also does lose some of Tolkien's original vision because of it.
But you're
Fair.
you're saying that even like counting the director's cut, so the longer versions and stuff like that.
Maybe the extended versions might be in the category because I mean I would still love to have seen Tom Bombadil and the Barrow Downs in the first film, but who doesn't want a random god living in the forest singing "Hey Do Merry Do"? Bee bots and others? Berries of some description. Okay.
Alright, me. Oh wait, shit, I forgot.
did you hide the camera
Alright,
for a
yes,
second?
I remember again.
God, I hate fruit.
Mine are two prospective trilogies. Should I
Oh.
wait or?
I have become Knight to the Darkness. I am Batman now.
I have become
He is
But
the
B- B-
darkness.
Yeah, B doesn't want to be on camera, so I have to hide the camera.
Neither of
perfect.
these trilogies
don't
are
worry.
complete yet.
And
Both
we
still
brought a
have
sandwich.
a third film to come out, but I think based off of their first two films, there's no way to mess it up. And those two are the Spider-Verse trilogy.
Okay.
The Spider-Verse trilogy.
Still haven't
and
seen
Dune.
them. And
Uh,
Dune.
and Dune.
Dune's gonna be
I
great.
think
I haven't
both
seen the
of those-
Spider-Verse films.
Now,
Well,
Spider-Man
Kennedy
film,
watched them, so-
like is as consumer said,
Cat.
like for them to fuck up the third one, they really need to do it. Like, they need to try like very hard.
yeah, the first
Yep.
two are so good, especially the way the second one paid off on the first one. Like
Yes.
it have to be really bad, like to really
Yeah,
mess
isn't
up the
it?
trilogy. Like all they have to do is just tie up the loose ends. Like they've pretty
Yeah.
much set themselves up for the final arc. And Dune is honestly essentially already told the bulk of its story in the first two films. The third one is more like an epilogue, really,
Yeah.
just to see what happens after Paul becomes emperor. So
How Dune eventually leads up to becoming Warhammer 40,000.
yeah, exactly.
Because
So they-
the original Dune books are a massive inspiration behind Warhammer
but-
40k.
Consumer, what if the third Dune comes out and is like terrible, dog shit?
No,
It can't
I'm
be.
I'm definitely sure most people are gonna think it's terrible, but it's gonna be terrible in the like cool kind of way.
It's gonna be
the
like it's
second
gonna be
two-
terrible now, but in 10 years it's gonna be like a cult
No,
classic.
I think it's
Nah,
gonna be
people are
it's gonna be kind of terrible because it's very different from the first two because it is an epilogue, like Consumer said.
Okay.
Yeah, it's from what I've heard, it's more like internal. Like it's more really about like Paul's mind, and
At
it's
least the
mainly
book is.
stories mainly just told through people just talking, as opposed to riding worms and blowing shit up. But what they could do is I don't think the books actually talk about what's the Holy War, that happens. Because once at the end of Dune 2, Paul essentially gets all of the Fremen people to like come under him as their like messiah, and then he essentially just leads an enormous genocide across the whole of the known universe. I think it's something like 60 billion people or something are murdered by Paul because of Paul's plan. So we don't actually get to see that in the books. So they could mainly do that, but most of it is sort of just like Paul trying to like foil a coup, because there's a coup because people want to kill him because he's just done that, right? So most of that is him trying to deal with like the anxiety of that, and like I think that's mainly just the anxiety.
Also, I need to go after the next question because it's already 7:30, and I need to.
Yeah. We could just speed run them. So
Let's just speed run them.
Okay.
I think the next question is the most
trilogy
important
that
one.
okay.
A film you didn't
quick
expect.
answer for me then. Trilogy that is perfect. The Christopher Nolan Batman trilogy. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah, oh, that's a
Okay,
good one.
guys. A film you didn't expect to enjoy.
I have a story for this because one of my previous answers returns.
too. Oh boy.
Because the film that I did not expect to enjoy was Spirited Away.
Ooh.
Because it was my first ever anime film, and I wasn't an anime fan back then. And Spirited Away is kind of the thing that made me into an anime
Bro,
fan.
you're so
like
basic.
So like going into
Dude.
it, like obviously I had watched anime. Obviously I had watched anime before. I watched Pokemon and I watched the Moomins and I watched Full Metal Alchemist and weirdly Duel Masters because it was on TV and Digimon, of course. And then like after Spirited Away, I watched basically every Ghibli film. I was like, this anime thing is actually kind of cool.
Yo, these animes.
Yo, these animes, bro, they're like pretty cool in Finnish.
Yep.
Okay, so for my one was House of Gucci.
The fuck is that?
It was
It's
it's a film that came out recently.
Lady Gaga film.
Yeah, basically my mum booked 2 tickets to the cinema to see it, and she was like, "Do you want to come?" I was like, "No." She's like, "I'll buy you a hot dog." Okay, fine, because the cinema hot dogs they're
Fair enough.
banging.
Yeah.
They're really good. So I got to get the extra large one as well. So I basically spent the entire thing eating that and then watching a little bit of the movie, and like, you know what? Like this actually is pretty good, and it was a pretty good movie. I actually really enjoyed it. Didn't expect to do it at all, but it was good. Anyways, on to you, Animate. Putting the pressure on you now.
All right. Okay. I think I'm gonna have to go with a Ryan Gosling movie that. Hold on. I need to remember the name.
Drive.
No, it's not Drive. Hold on. It's gonna be like a very strange pick, but I'm gonna have to explain myself. Hold on. What's the...
Also, while Animate is thinking about this, consumer, my basicness is slightly remedied by the fact that I watched Spirited Away in like 2002, so it was less than a year old back then.
I was born.
That was before I was even born.
Yep.
Consumer, you moved your mic.
Here, found it. Okay.
I told you I have not changed since the fall of Rome.
A movie that I didn't expect to enjoy is a Ryan Gosling movie called The Believer. And that is kind of based on like a real story. It basically is like this neo, you know that the bad word that YouTube doesn't
The
like,
Germans and the Thoughties, yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, it's this film. Yeah, I know this one.
And basically, like he is one of these guys, but he's also, he's of Hebrew descent. So he technically, it's a movie about self-hatred and trying to come to terms with who you are and what is being yourself, and it was a movie that we were kind of forced to watch in school. I remember I think it was on my last high school year, and I was not expecting to enjoy this movie so much.
Very cool. Yeah, I was like little surprises like that. Oh God, I'm having a hard time. I think if I had to choose one, I would probably go with the Batman, the 2022 one. because I saw
which one was
the
that?
initial monologue for it. Well, no, I think what I saw were maybe like the clips of, what's his name?
Oh, it's the Robert
Edward.
Pattinson one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Edward from
Yeah.
Twilight. Sorry,
Edward
Robert
Cullen.
Pattinson and his like eyeliner and stuff, and I thought it'd be really cringe. And then I was really surprised just by the production value in that film and actually how I quite liked the direction that they took the Batman in.
To be honest, I haven't
Matt
watched
Reeves
it
is
yet. I
the
thought that
goat.
was gonna be cringe as well.
Yeah.
But anyways, what is a film that you've watched a lot?
Princess
The Two
Mononoke,
Towers.
12 times and counting.
For me, Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift, probably like 300-400 times now since like 2005 ish.
I started watching Tokyo Drift once and dropped it after like 15 minutes.
Boom, 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 boom.
I'm gonna say
Yeah.
Batman: The
Yeah.
Dark Knight.
Yeah, there we go. Camera's gone again.
Yeah.
Excuse me,
There-
brother.
There
the
are
hell's
weird
that
noises in the
noise?
background. That was B.
Excuse
Don't worry, don't worry, don't worry.
There we go.
Good, yeah. Someone was saying
Hello.
something.
Hello.
General Kenobi.
What does B think of The Nun?
B, do you like the Nun film?
The Nun.
The Nun.
The Nun. It's boring.
No, the first Nun film, not the second one.
Oh,
It's watchable. The
We're
Yeah.
getting flamed.
We
Heart is
watch
broken.
horror films quite a lot because we have one friend who is quite kind of like Speedy, and she doesn't know how to sleep alone after a horror film, so she always comes to our place
dear.
to sleep
so
on the
you want
couch.
to subject them to pain.
Yes,
Yeah.
I mean she likes horror as well.
I like the.
But she's very
I have a weird thing with horror movies. I like the lore of horror movies, but I don't like watching horror movies.
Or just loves video essays.
Yeah, I literally just watch the Dead Meat guy who does the kill count videos. That's it.
Oh, those right.
Yeah, kill count, and then also creating film theory whenever they do horror ones.
But for me, the film I watched a lot is The Two Towers because I've seen that the most out of the Lord of the Rings films.
Nice.
I think I've seen it like 10 times at this point. Which for mind you, this is the extended version, which is like nearly 3 hours.
Have you guys seen The Dictator?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey,
yes.
that was a dangerous pause
okay.
you took there, brother.
Okay, I want to share a funny story quickly. I bought Borat on DVD one time because I hadn't seen it before, and I watched it with my grandma, and she found it funny. So me and my grandma
Speedy-
both watched
She's like,
all of the
"Throw."
Borat.
Speedy, have you seen Bruno, which is the other one in that sort of?
No, I haven't seen Bruno yet, but
Bruno is quite funny.
I-
It's a bit offensive, but it is a bit.
Yeah.
It's offensive, like same kind
Yeah.
of offensive.
so,
as The
so
Dictator
is
and
Borat though. But my grandma really
It
enjoyed.
is,
The
like,
funny thing is,
It is offensive.
my grandma really enjoyed really enjoyed Borat. So yeah, and I enjoyed Borat. We both watched it all the way through, no breaks or
Wait.
anything.
So your grandma enjoyed Borat, but if she sees like a paper character turns her head off. she
Yeah,
thinks-
Yeah.
That's
I don't
messed
know.
up, grandma.
This was like in terms of the timeline, like the Amazing World of Gumball incident happened in like 2012, and then this thing happened like in 2019. So
right.
7 years of character
Ah,
development.
okay.
So my grandma,
Development.
yeah, character development, quite a few story arcs to go through, you know.
Oh my god.
Grandma's character development, excellent.
From happy
Never too old.
Christian to angry that I don't eat roti anymore or chapati.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but anyways,
This guy
yeah.
abandoning
Guys.
his own culture.
Yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching this episode of Generic Anime Podcast, where we did not talk about anime.
Thank you.
Tune in next.
Again,
Tune in next time for when we probably decide to talk about. I think it's manga next episode.
when we're
can't wait
supposed
for
to-
that. Can't wait for that.
when we're
last.
supposed to do a video game
Oh
special
my
next.
gosh.
Sorry?
When
The-
we're supposed to do a certain video game special next, and
Oh,
then
yes.
do the manga.
The War Thunder
Ah,
special,
yeah,
which we said
true.
for episode 10, we've been
Which-
delayed by quite a bit, so we're gonna get
Yeah.
to working on that, and it will drop.
Playing video games.
What the thing is, it's not going to be edited
Sometime.
in a week, brother.
Yeah.
Yes,
It will be
so much
dropping
work
within
playing
a cou-
video games.
It'll
Oh,
be
no.
dropping within a couple of months or so, but I mean,
Yeah.
we are working on it. Animate started playing War Thunder, we just need Consumer to start playing War Thunder.
Spoiler alert, I'm
I think I
I'm a shitty
downloaded it.
player, so
Don't worry.
Yeah, well,
Why do I
everybody
need
Get
to,
your
why do I
hopes
need
up.
to play it though? I
Yeah,
think
there
it's
will
more
also-
funny if I don't know how to play the game.
That is
Yeah.
true. That is true.
Cheese, you,
There's also gonna
Cheese,
be another-
you coach Consumer, I'll coach Animate.
Oh god.
oh my god.
There's
this
also
is
going to be
a-
another video game special coming at some point, which we got Speedy to play an MMORPG.
And then my cousin logged into my Steam account because I let him borrow it to play Helldive. He started bullying me for being Discord mod because I started because of that game. Fuck you, Cheese.
W guy.
Yeah. And this guy, he's fat as well, so he's built for it.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah. Calling out my cousin on the
Games-
podcast because I know he'll never
Strange.
watch it.
Are we
Them three
canceling
fighting
Speedy
words.
now, boys?
I
Are
was-
we-
yeah.
I have a bajillion cancellation requests waiting to go. I can get cancelled right here, right now. I'm holding back. Calling my cousin
Holding
fat.
back, guys.
I call him
Bro,
worse
you-
things.
guy over
You
here.
are this close to 1K. Don't fuck this up now.
I call my
Let me
cousin
just
things even
use
more
his
worse that'll get me
500 subs.
cancelled.
Admittedly, would it be an episode of our podcast if Speedy wasn't getting cancelled?
Yeah.
hopefully.
Oh, speaking of getting cancelled, I bought a Mega Mean mouse pad.
I was
Yeah.
about to say a body pillow. I was moaning.
Oh, wait,
Nah,
wait.
not
I
yet.
I remember who's Megumi now. I thought you say someone else. We don't like that.
14-year-old one.
Well, she's 13,
Speedy,
not even
Speedy,
14.
why,
That's right,
why you
yeah.
keep doing this?
I'm just doing it for the meme now. It's too funny now.
Yeah.
But
But this has been us, and we will see you next week, and with other things in between, possibly, where we make shots and shit.
YouTube shorts and then
Hopefully.
collaborations coming up as well. So if you're an anime YouTuber, please do get in touch with one of us, and maybe we will let you on if we're generous.
Yeah. If you
There's a cat here,
very-
for those wondering.
Or if
It
you
looked
pay,
like you were stroking
or
something
like,
else, brother.
or like we take bribes as well. So like if you want to get on, just pay one of us, because
True.
that happens.
being a YouTuber
Yeah.
isn't cheap, Being
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways, thank you
Talk
all for
about
watching. Leave in the comments why you hate our takes in movies or hate our faces. Tell
The usual.
threaten to cut Animate's hair or cut my hair, whatever you want to do.
Oh,
Let's make Speedy. How much someone needs to pay us to make Speedy bald?
No, I'm not. That's just one thing. No.
I'm
not
paying.
going bald.
I'm
I
paying
look
you
like a
guys.
ri-
What if we give you
I
100k
look like
subs?
if I go bald, I'll look like a shriveled up testicle.
What if we gave you 100k subs?
What else is new?
Who,
I'm
me
not
or
going bald.
Speedy?
When we get to
Speedy,
a million
Speedy.
subs, we all go bald. There we go.
Oh no.
I've already went bald before.
Are you
it's
really
not a great
going?
photo.
Jeez, are you willing to do that? You have to get rid of the beard as well.
Beard.
Oh,
You
Lord.
can have a beard when you're
Oh,
bald.
no,
Get rid of
that's
all
a little bit
facial
too
hair.
much, maybe.
All facial hair, get it go.
Nah.
Eyebrows
I
as
look-
well.
I look
Yeah.
too young without a
No,
beard.
no. Yeah.
I think
What the
people
eyelashes
are,
too long
gonna
as
start to think that we are a little bit, maybe it's not the best idea to do.
Yeah.
Someone's
maybe.
if there'll probably be a chance someone will clip this and then bring it up on Twitter like you guys hit a million. Why you no bald yet?
Yep. Yeah.
Hopefully it's not gonna happen,
Yeah.
or it's gonna happen. I don't know.
Yeah. But this has been us, and we will see you next time.
Yeah. join
Goodbye,
us next
everyone.
podcast.
Queen wave. Queen
Yeah,
wave.
Queen wave. Yeah. Oh, wait, he's going with this hand shit.